Because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. The man who spoke these words has literally changed society, has really changed the world, and how we act and how we do things differently every single day. Throughout his childhood, he was born with parents that were smart intellectually, and eventually gave him up for adoption. And those adopted parents, got him into school, and then eventually got into university. But he dropped out of university because he wasn't really feeling. He was kind of lost in his journey of where he wanted to go in his direction of life. So he went on a little journey to India, play with some psychedelic drugs. But really, what he was doing was discovering who he really wanted to be. And before that, prior to that, he met a guy, a friend of his, who was tinkering with technology and computers. And then they soon later partnered up at the early stages of the computer revolution, the personal computer revolution, and created a company where they started creating a company that created computers that was revolutionary. And right away, they became an instant success. But although their company was successful, after 10 years of the company being successful, they had different competitors where eventually he was looked at as someone that wasn't fit for the company as the job as the CEO, and he was eventually kicked out of his own company. He was kicked out of his own company. But he was relentless. He had a vision. He was a visionary. And he always had the desire to change the world. And he eventually, bought into a film company. And then later on, that company that he was kicked out of actually bought a company that he was working with to start up with that wasn't doing so well. And then he came up with many innovations, that technology that we are currently using right now. At this moment, we're actually using that technology. And the guy that I'm talking about is a guy by the name of Mr. Steve Jobs. Rest in peace to his soul. But he was one of those crazy people who thought he could change the world. Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have personal computers at the touch of our hands. We wouldn't have, iPads that we're using right now that we're recording with. We wouldn't have the type of technology that really brought internet at the touch of our fingertips. So whenever you think that you have a crazy thought or an idea, go ahead and do that, because most people won't believe you. But if you believe in it yourself, it will happen. Thank you again for tuning in to day number 36 of 52 Days of Inspiration. Remember to check out the campaign page below and subscribe to the YouTube channel on What's Your Magic. Talk to you soon, guys.